A tight knot forms in your stomach. That burning ache swells as you scroll through the curated highlight reel of their life. Their stylish outfits, exotic vacations, professional success, all that you crave but cannot obtain. With each new post, the knot twists deeper. You force a smile when you run into them, pretending to be excited for their achievements through gritted teeth. But inside, you bubble with anger. A vicious storm of resentment, longing, and anguish moves within you, threatening to consume you in its fury. This is the torment of envy. We all know its gnawing pain, the desire for the talents, possessions, status of another. Left unchecked, envy corrodes the soul. But what if you could break free of its grip? What if you could liberate yourself from constantly measuring your life against the filtered lives of others? Let's explore how. In the biblical days of humanity, we find the story of Cain, overshadowed by the favored Abel. The offerings each brother brought forth laid bare the first sparks of envy. Cain with the fruits of his toil, and Abel with the firstling and its fat from his flock. It was Abel's offering that drew God's eye, igniting in Cain not just envy but a steaming wrath. In a field where the whispers of resentment grew loud, Cain committed the primal act of murder. This ancient tale, embedded into the collective memory of civilization, serves as a reminder of the destructive force of envy, a force that has creeped into the crevices of human interaction throughout the ages. When we see others attaining what we desire, that same darkness stirs within. Envy engulfs us like an inferno, setting ablaze feelings of inadequacy and injustice. We resent those who surpass us. The mere sight of their success becomes torture, their presence a constant reminder of our shortcomings. Like Cain, we disguise our anger with a smile, hiding hidden frustrations while outwardly pretending to be fine. Inside, envy burns, a bitter and destructive emotion quietly eating away at our peace of mind. As night falls, doubts whisper to us, stirring questions of unfairness and comparison. Why them and not me? Our thoughts become consumed by this, fixating on the natural ease of those who outshine us, leaving us feeling overshadowed in their brilliance. So we vainly try to keep up, stretching beyond our means to match the lifestyles of friends and neighbors. But material things provide only fleeting relief before the hollow, sharp attacks return. No matter how we try to fill it, the void of envy persists. Consumed by comparison, the envious person doesn't know how to be free of this sickness. They desire simple contentment and self-acceptance, yet cannot shake the possessiveness, resentment, and longing towards those who possess what they desire. Like Cain, our inner demons can overpower reason when envy takes hold. How can we eliminate this demon before it destroys us? Before we may learn how to overcome this pain, we must first confront it by understanding its purpose. To transcend envy, we must first understand its roots. We are taught fulfillment stems from external things, wealth, fame, status, yet true happiness resides within. Consider the tale of King Midas, a piercing embodiment of our own follies. Gifted with the golden touch, Midas initially celebrated his power, seeing it as the ultimate fulfillment of all worldly desires. Yet, this gift swiftly revealed itself as a curse. His joy turned to ash as even the most basic necessities, food, water, became inedible, lifeless metal. This myth mirrors our own misguided pursuit for material excess. We too, like Midas, often fall into the trap of envying others' wealth, mistakenly believing it to be the cure for our discontent. But as Midas' despair teaches us, such envy is a misguided quest. For the true wealth lies not in what we accumulate, but in what we cherish and value beyond the glitter of gold. We also compare ourselves to carefully curated facades, feeling we fall short. But these comparisons are misleading projections. Behind the flashy trappings, those we envy face the same inner void. Envy, at its core, is a source of profound pain, born from a disparity between our desires and our reality. It stems from setting grandiose expectations for ourselves, often without corresponding action to achieve these aspirations. This gap between what we want and what we have leads to a deep sense of dissatisfaction and suffering. The pain of envy is aggravated by our relentless pursuit of more. We live in a state of perpetual longing, always chasing the next thing we believe will complete us. This continuous striving for more, for better, for what others have, leaves us feeling fundamentally incomplete. We're caught in a cycle where our happiness is reliant on external accumulation. Yet each new possession or achievement only offers fleeting satisfaction. Our suffering is rooted in this external pursuit. We mistakenly believe that accumulating more, whether it's wealth, status, or material possessions, will fill the void within us. However, this approach only deepens our sense of emptiness, as we become increasingly disconnected from what truly brings fulfillment and wholeness. In essence, the pain of envy is a reflection of our internal struggle, a longing for completeness in a world where we constantly feel lacking. It's a reminder that true contentment and wholeness cannot be found in external acquisitions, but must be cultivated from within. Envy, as discussed in my video on mimicry, often grows in social settings where there's a strong drive for conformity. In groups, we tend to subconsciously copy others' behaviors and lifestyles, which can lead to the suppression of our own individuality. This herd mentality not only fuels envy, but also makes it more intense as we constantly compare ourselves to others in our group. To reduce envy's hold, it's crucial to break free from this pattern and think independently. By stepping away from group influences and valuing our unique paths, we can lessen the impact of envy and appreciate our own achievements without constant comparison to others. Envy not only stems from our immediate desires, but also from the deeper, unexplored territories of our psyche, particularly our shadow. This concept, which we delved into in my video on the shadow, refers to the repressed aspects of ourselves, our unacknowledged thoughts, emotions, traits, and even our idealized selves. These are the fragments of our identity that we've pushed into the unconscious mind, creating a sense of inner fragmentation and disunity. This shadow, marked by ignorance and darkness, is a source of pain and suffering. It embodies the parts of ourselves that we have denied and repressed. When we feel envy, it's often a reflection of these repressed aspects being mirrored back to us by the universe, often through other people. We see in others the traits, behaviors, and attitudes that are actually components of our own hidden potential. When we react with envy, it's a signal from the universe, hinting at what we need to integrate into our conscious self. The traits we envy in others are clues to what lies buried within our own shadow. This process of recognizing and embracing these aspects is not just about acknowledging them, but also about integrating them, thereby moving from a state of fragmentation to one of wholeness. In essence, envy stems from external conditioning, projection, and lost connection with our authentic selves. It is the pain that arises when we look outward instead of inward for happiness. Healing requires retrieving scattered parts of ourselves so we feel whole again. Just as the dog in Aesop's fable lost its bone trying to grasp at a reflection, envy distracts us from completeness already present within. The journey to overcoming envy is deeply internal and begins with a shift in perspective. Instead of measuring our worth against others, we can find more meaningful and personal metrics by comparing ourselves to our past selves. This reflection allows us to recognize and appreciate our own growth and achievements, fostering a sense of gratitude for the journey we've undertaken and the progress we've made. It's a practice of looking inward for validation rather than outward for comparison. This internal focus is further exemplified by the story of Viktor Frankl, who, amidst the horrors of concentration camps, found a way to transcend his circumstances by seeking purpose and meaning. Frankl's resilience demonstrates that even in the most dire situations, fulfillment and peace can be cultivated from within. His experience teaches us that when external conditions are beyond our control, or when material circumstances fail us, it is our connection to an inner purpose that sustains us. By finding meaning in our struggles and hardships, we can rise above envy and discontent, as our focus shifts from what we lack externally to what we possess internally: resilience, strength, and the capacity to find meaning in adversity. Cultivate a growth mindset. Biological and psychological growth require change. By evolving constantly, you actualize your potential. Envying others' gifts is transformed into inspiration to nurture your own and for others who need it. Becoming aware of your pain is the first step. Journaling exposes its roots. Here's a simple exercise. List the pressures you feel. Ask yourself, what is flawed here? What can you reframe here? And why is this new view correct? Our pain stems from past conditioning that can be repatterned. The brain's neuroplasticity allows reprogramming rigid neural circuits. Use tools like cognitive behavior, therapy, CBT, meditation, and visualization to reshape automatic reactions. Starve envy's power by refusing to engage resentful thoughts. Transmute pain into productivity and purpose. Pour envy's energy into bettering yourself or helping others. Displace negative mindsets with gratitude and goodwill. Visualize cheering on those you envy. Convert bitterness into blessing. We cannot vanquish a form of energy. Only through the law of transmutation may we see something new become of it. Affirm you already are complete, that you already have everything you need, and observe the feeling that arises from saying this. Happiness can be achieved in this present moment. Falsehoods of the world have given you an illusion that you lack happiness, when actually it is ignorance of the human condition that is keeping you from being happy. The path to wholeness requires not adding more, but embracing all you already are. Your light cannot be dimmed by another's brightness. See in envy's pain the call to realize your fullness, not your lack. Healing arises from within. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. Epicurus.